Started recording. So now today we are going to see one more example. Might be this is our last example. Okay, so what is our
Okay.
example today, right? So far we have not been seeing any example like triggering events, button clicking, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So far we are selecting drop down, checkbox, all those things. Today we are going to see one more event. So if you click some button, so how to track the event, how to go to the controller, how to come back,
Okay.
how to send the click related function or object to the controller.
Okay.
So we will see that one. So that is main theme. And one more thing, first let me give some little bit discussion. So I want to display a data like this in a tabular format. It's a movie, one column name is movie name, and second column name is like, how many likes and dislike, how many people are disliking the movie, and what is the average.
Okay.
Average, how we will get, maybe you will get like minus dislike, correct?
Okay.
So
Okay.
say for instance, if 10 people are liking the movie and 9 people are hesitating, so what is the average? Likes 1,
Okay.
correct?
Okay.
So likes minus dislike, you will get number of likes. 10
Okay.
people are liking and 9 people are don't like the movie, so average one guy is liking.
Okay.
And after that I want to add one more button, like button and dislike button. So here I'm going to add one button, two buttons, one is for like and one is for dislike. So if you click like button, so this like number should increment
Okay.
and corresponding average should display, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
if you click dislike button, the dislike count should increase, corresponding value should display average.
Okay. And you should not be able to check both the buttons, right? Like
You
and
should,
dislike.
no, both are independent. Both are
Okay. Yeah.
different person, both are different persons, right? So one person
Okay.
should
Yeah.
not do like and dislike. So if you like, if you dislike, the value will never change, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Correct? Even you are liking
Mm-hmm.
and you are hesitating, it doesn't make any sense. So it will not give any average value.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
is still, it is remaining same. Likes are increasing, dislikes are increasing. So here there is no change. Average, there is no change.
Okay.
So this is just theoretically. So we are going to display data like this. So these two are buttons.
Okay.
So whenever you are clicking this button, so we have to read the current like and we have to make +1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you are clicking the dislike functionality, so you have to read the current dislike and we have to make +1. After that we
Mm-hmm.
have to update the average.
Okay. Yeah.
So every time you have to update the average.
Okay.
Okay, this is clear, right?
Yeah.
So okay, now go back to our workspace and we will try to write this kind of sample example. So the last one is Angular 12. So now I'm going to write one more web application with the 13. So right click, new, dynamic web project, GULAR underscore 13, and select this one as a 2.5 and finish it. So now our Angular project is created, and here, so let me copy these three files, so basic files. So here, so the basic files I copied into our workspace or our project. So this is our index file. Yes, this is our index file and this is our controller. Okay, go to first index file and I am going to remove all the previous.
Okay.
Okay, there is no data. I removed everything from the
Mm.
controller and go back to controller back. So from here I'm going to remove everything from the controller. So empty controller and empty HTML file.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So
Yeah.
first I have to prepare the data, right? So what are the data I want? I want movie name and I want another field called like and dislike. Three fields, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So first let me write. So I don't want here. I am not going to connect any web service. So I am going to remove the $HTTP. So $HTTP is required only if you are trying to connect to web service, then only it is required $HTTP. Otherwise, it is not required.
Okay.
So I don't want to connect any web service, so I removed movies. Movies. So this is my model name. So movies is a list. So I have to write more movies, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to give a review basically.
Mm-hmm.
So here this is a list. Sorry. So this is a list. So inside the list, I have to create an objects. So this is one movie. So movie name. I, so movie name I'm going to give as XYZ. So this is first movie.
Okay.
Likes. You just give default like is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Dis dislikes. Just give maybe 5.
Okay.
Okay. For this is the movie name and this is the total likes and this is the total dislikes. So
Mm-hmm.
like this I want to add some more movies, comma, comma, maybe some this much movies is enough. ABC, I can say this one ABC and say this one is 18 and say this one is some 15 and say this is a different movie, you can say PQ1 and say this is some 13 and say this is a 56 and MNO, this is a different movie, say this is a 109 and say this is a 59 or 58. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so these are the likes and dislikes count and movie name, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now we are going to display these details in a tabular format in our HTML file. So I am going to write table. This is a tier and we are going to write the headers. What is the first header name we are going to give? TD. So we'll give movie name is the first header, correct?
Movie name, yeah.
And what is the second header? Like count.
Like,
Okay, fine. So like count. And what is the second count? Dislike count. Second header is dislike count.
mm-hmm.
So after that, I'm going to display the data by writing another tier. So to here, I'm going to use ng hyphen repeat equal to movie in movies, correct. This is our model name, right? Movies is our model name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to display the data as the same header order. So TD. So what is the first field? Movie dot. So what is the
Name.
movie name? Okay, we have to use the
Name.
same field.
Movie
So
name, yeah.
movie name. And what is the second column we have to provide? Likes count, correct?
Like, yeah.
Paste it. And what is the second field? Likes,
And dislike.
dislikes. So this is the second column and this is the third column. Okay, so far it's clear, right? So just we
Yes,
are
yeah.
displaying the data whatever you are getting, and now we'll try to deploy this one and we will see whether the basic data is displaying or not. If you see here,
Mm-hmm.
right, so movie name, like count, dislike count, it's displaying, right? So if you let me add some border so that it looks little bit good. So table. So here copy this one and open in. So if you see here, movie name, like count, dislike count, correct? So whatever we are adding here in controller, if you want, you can verify the data. It should be the same count.
Yeah.
So MNO 109,597, correct? So it is updating. So now we need to display one more column called average, correct?
Yeah.
So average we can count, right? So we no need to add one new model field. So I'm going to add one more column called average. So what is the average likes minus dislikes? So that is an average, correct?
Okay.
So we are going to count
So,
average like. Yeah, tell me.
so if now, right now, if you change some data in your controller
Mm-hmm.
and refresh, you'll have to deploy it again.
No, it's not required. It will
So
refresh
you just,
automatically.
but you have to save it then, no?
Yeah, you have to save it. Yeah, otherwise the file will
Yeah.
not be
So,
deployed.
hmm. So you have to save it and then, so, but in real time,
Uh-huh.
if I am putting likes and dislikes for a movie, I'll put it in a HTML form,
Correct. Yeah.
and that form will submit it to the database, and then
Correct.
the
Yes.
service will read from the database,
Correct. Yeah.
and then our controller will read it from service.
Correct. Yes.
So in that case, when the database is updated, how
Mm-hmm.
will the service refresh the data?
Service will
Uh,
not refresh. In that scenario, we can't help. As long as user is updating, the person who logged in into the application, that will
hmm.
refresh into all the screens.
Okay, if I refresh my like dislike table,
Mm-hmm.
it'll
It will update.
refresh because the controller will ask the service again and again. Every
Yeah.
time I refresh, controller will ask the service again.
So here is a little bit tricky. Say for instance, you clicked on like button. Okay, what it
Mm-hmm.
will go? First it will go to the controller, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So controller and it will go to, maybe it will update to the database, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So it will try to take the latest data from the database, it will update it, and also it will update your model, correct? So then immediately you will
Mm-hmm.
get the updated data, entire updated data, live
Yeah,
data.
yeah. Okay.
So as long as you are updating the model, the data will be updated here. For every
Yeah.
click, go to controller and connect to the database, fetch the latest data and update your model, and it will update here automatically. As long as you are
Okay.
not doing any click, then you will see old data only,
Okay. Okay.
correct?
Okay.
Say
Yes.
for instance, you logged in into your net banking. Just you
Mm-hmm.
logged in, just you are still here, and after that, maybe your father went to your bank and your uh, brother or someone,
Deposited.
not deposit, forget to deposit, they withdraw some amount.
Okay.
But still you are seeing here $100, but they have already withdraw $100. So whenever you are trying
Mm-hmm.
to transfer this $100 to somebody else, so what will happen? It will give you a message like not enough funds, correct?
Yeah.
Why? Because it is connected to database and it is getting the live data.
Mm-hmm.
But you are seeing here as $100. When you are clicking here, it is saying no funds.
Yeah. So whenever I refresh my net banking screen,
You will get
at that
updated data.
time, the controller will run the service. We will check with the service, and then we'll get the correct data.
Yes, correct, exactly.
Okay.
So we need some action from the user basically here. So this is
Okay.
the average. See here, 10 minus 5, 5, and 17 minus 15, 2. So two people are
Mm-hmm.
liking on an average, and 13 minus
Okay.
15 some number, 109
Mm-hmm.
minus some number, correct?
Okay.
So average is fine. So now I want to add two more buttons here, like and dislike columns.
Okay.
So okay, let me add that buttons. So two, first one is like and second one is dislike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let me copy this TD. So here I am going to add one button input type equal to button and what value we want to display for the label, like. In the similar way, I want to display one more button called dislike. Here I want to display dislike, and go to here and just refresh it. So you are getting buttons, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are clicking like here, it should increment 10 to 11 and it should display
Mm-hmm.
here 6.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm clicking here, it should increment 6 to, sorry, 5 to 6, and it should say here 4.
4. Yeah.
So that is what we are expecting, correct? It's a live kind of
Mm-hmm.
data. So whenever you are
Mm-hmm.
clicking here, go to controller and update your database and update the data model. So that is a real-time
Mm-hmm.
scenario, but we are not going to do all those things. Just for we are updating only the UI.
Mm-hmm.
So now go back here. So whenever you are clicking here, so we have to write some functionality called Onclick. So when we are discussing the basic JavaScript, we used to discuss Onclick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
here instead of Onclick, so there is a concept called ng-click.
Okay.
ng-click. So copy this one, ng-click. So we have to write the function. Which function we have to call for like? So increment increment like. So this is the function.
Okay.
And whenever clicking like button, I want to call this JavaScript from the controller.
Mm-hmm.
So increment dislike. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I'm clicking dislike button, I want to call this function. So for every row having its own movie, right? See here,
Yeah.
this is one movie, this is second movie. If you click this one, so we have to pass this entire data, correct?
Yes.
So to update or increment some of the fields. So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the movie, correct? Movie. So how
Mm-hmm.
we will get this object? This is a movie, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you will pass this here. Current object, current movie.
Okay. Okay.
So now copy this name and go to your controller. So we have to write the JavaScript functions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two functions, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So where increment like equal to function. So as part of this function, you are expecting a movie, right?
Yeah.
So movie, and just to test your code, just try to add one alert, just to
So
say
now
yes,
this function you're writing in JavaScript,
correct,
pure
yes,
JavaScript, and not
yes.
Angular JavaScript.
So this I have written this function, but how your Angular code will get this JavaScript? So we need to save into scope. Then it will become Angular part.
Okay.
Meaning here increment scope equal to. So now you can able to get this value. Okay, now similar way, let me write one more function. Dislike, dislike, and here call it dislike, and here you are going to write second function dislike, dislike, sorry, that's all. So here you can say okay from like and okay from dislike, correct? Two JavaScript functions you have written and you have updated that JavaScript function into scope. So here what you are trying to do, you are retrieving the JavaScript functions and you are trying to pass the current object movie. Okay, let me test this one whether the alert is working or not. If you click here, so okay, like correct, it is going to the controller, correct?
Hmm.
And if you click dislike, Okay, it is like it is going to the controller. But
Mm-hmm.
now the count is not incrementing. So far we are not touching the fields, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to retrieve the current count and we need to update it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a current movie object. Which movie they are clicking? So you are getting the entire movie details here. Sorry,
Okay.
not here, here.
Mm-hmm.
So how you are getting this movie object? So you are passing an argument here, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now let me read the values whether we are getting the value or not.
Movie name.
Movie dot or movie name or anything. Any one field. So if we can able to read one field, then so we can able to read other fields. It's not a big deal for us. So like, so you are getting 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So let me click this one. So you are getting 101. So
Okay.
now, yeah, you are asking something.
No, no, okay, that's fine.
Okay, now whenever you are getting movie, whenever they are clicking like, what you have to do, you have to increment the.
Like, plus plus. Okay.
Okay, now just go back here and refresh. Click like. So it is not refreshing.
Do we need to refresh the HTML again
No,
after
it is
clicking or
not
no?
required. Movie dot like movie.
It's, I think, likes, Likes.
Oh, spelling mistake. Okay, fine, thanks. So now it is increasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, like is increasing automatically, average
Mm-hmm.
increasing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Similar way, 110 average also we can able to control.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are updating the model because of you are updating the model in the controller side. Automatically it is updating on the UI side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So in the same way here you write one more call here. Once you if you update the like DB call, update like into DB, correct?
Using the service.
Yes. So that other people also will get your updated data, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But right now we are not doing this update DB call. Just give a comment.
Okay. So here our um, numbers in the controller likes still 10 for XYZ. That is not changed.
Where here?
Yeah, this.
So this is only one time. Whenever you are loading, first time this data will be loaded. Next time onwards we are not touching this data. We are not using at all. We are touching only this piece of lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind
So
of dead code.
when in the index.html, when in the HTML we update the like,
Okay.
so that like you changed many times, where is that data residing then? I mean, you
It is there
changed
under
like
your
many
scope.
times.
It is there under your scope.
Oh, in the scope it is changing the data.
Yes, 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 yes. Scope is a kind of session.
Okay, okay.
Session you know, right? If you log in into any web application, you will see session expiry.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Maybe if you see the web, so you can verify one of my this web development courses. There you will see what is
Okay.
session and all, how it will
Okay.
the data it will be saved. So I'll give simple example. So
Mm-hmm.
to make it simple, so if you log in into the Gmail or any banking application,
Yeah.
say for instance you have 10 tabs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click first tab, it will display here your username and email details. If you click second tab, again it will display your email. And so whenever you are clicking every tab, right? So what it will do, it will try to get your details only one time from the database. Your email will
Hello?
not change. Hello?
Hello, wait, whatever, I got disconnected. I don't know what happened. I could not hear anything. You said you have 10 tabs.
It,
Hello?
hello? Yeah, I can able to hear you.
Okay, okay. You said 10 tabs. After that, I could not hear anything.
Yeah, say for instance you logged in into one of the application, you have 10 tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first time when once you logged in, right? So what it will do, it will try to get your basic data from the database, like email, account balance, address, all
Yeah.
those things one time, and it
Mm-hmm.
will try to keep the entire data into one particular session. So whenever you
Okay.
are navigating from one tab to another tab, but still we have to display everywhere same data.
Okay.
As long as you are, if you are not updating your email or address, your data will not change, correct?
Yeah.
So in that case, if you are moving from one page to another page, we should not go to database every time to get the basic data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's waste. So we have to keep the basic data into a session. So that will be available
Oh.
till you log out,
Okay. Okay.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So one time your username, your email, your phone number will not change immediately, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Once you logged in till log out, we have to display the same name, same details
Okay.
in all the pages. To,
Okay.
to display the data in all the pages, we have to save somewhere, right? Then only you can
Mm-hmm.
retrieve it back.
Yeah.
So that concept is called as a session.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that your data will not be available in session for longer time. It is available only for some short duration. So
Okay.
that is upon how you are configuring your web application. It's kind of session expiry. If you see your
Okay.
banking application, maybe after 5 minutes they will deactivate your session immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see your Gmail or Facebook, they will never deactivate your session.
Mm-hmm.
Because here there is no confidential data. They don't want to lose the customer. They want to entertain the customer for longer time, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what in Facebook you will never see session expiry, or Gmail you will never see. If you are opening your account, if you are going out, that is your mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's a bank, right? They don't want to, misuse our customer data. So that's what they are
Yeah.
taking care.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But whereas in
So
case
when
of,
you
yeah.
Yeah, so when you create a session,
Mhm.
all that information is stored where on the local PC, that PC that I have opened.
Yeah, that is also again right. So that the loc so the data will not be saved into your machine. So the data
Okay.
will be saved into a server. But server meaning, let me draw a picture, then you will get more sense. So this is the server, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the user. User
Mm-hmm.
means browser,
Mm-hmm.
and this is your database.
Mm-hmm.
First time once you logged in, so you will connect to the server, and server will connect to the database, and you will get the data back.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? It will display here.
Yeah.
So server also is having, it's having some internal memory.
Mm-hmm.
So once you logged in, so what it will create a session ID for you, some
Okay.
alphanumeric, some 16 digit number.
Mm-hmm.
So with that session, it will save the data whatever you are trying to save into internal memory by
Okay.
linking to that session ID.
Okay.
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 So next time whenever user is clicking second time, so you have browser, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your browser you have a cache, cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So as part of the cookie, you will send only the number, the alphanumeric number. It will come to the server and it will get the data from the internal memory and it will give back to you.
Okay. Okay.
So you got it right. So this internal memory for each ID, the lifespan is only, so that is based on your configuration. So for Gmail, unlimited. For banking, 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, if it is not getting, if it is 5 minutes ideal, the session ID, it will be removed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
After 5 minutes, if you click any tab from the banking application, it will come to the server and it will come to the internal memory and it will look for the ID. If it is not found, then you will get session expiry message.
Okay.
But
Okay.
still, you
So
are not connecting to database every time, right?
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is called session expiry. It's a web application development basically, like HTML servlets. So there you will get all
Okay.
these concepts.
Okay. So this session information is stored in scope in.
Inside server, not inside your local machine.
Okay. So scope is for the local machine.
Scope is having different life cycles. Scope is like a browser life, and user life and entire application life. There is a different lives. I mean, lives is there for scope.
Okay. But the scope is for the client machine, for my PC.
Say for instance, your PC. Say for instance, for all the users, I want to display same data
Mm-hmm.
for all Gmail users. It's
Mm-hmm.
application level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you logged in, I want to display only your data. This is a user specific user
Mm-hmm.
specific scope. So in this scope, we have a different flavors.
Okay, okay.
So you got it right, something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay.
And how to configure the uh, session expiry and all, you will get in like servlets.
Okay, okay.
This kind of web application like servlets, yeah, it's simple servlets, yeah. So there we can able to configure the lifetime, how many minutes you want session expiry. It's a
Okay.
user level, it's application level, so you can able to configure it.
Okay.
So if you want unlimited session, we have to give some negative number, then it will never expire session. If you want to specific 30 minutes, you have to go 30 into what is the seconds, that 60. So then it will
60.
expire after 30 minutes.
Okay.
So we have to give seconds basically.
Okay. Okay.
So you got some idea, right? What is session, how it is.
Yeah.
So here also the same thing. So here we are saving the data into the scope.
Okay.
Scope is updating. So whenever you are doing plus plus, so it will update the scope.
The scope. Okay.
Yes,
And okay. And scope is also valid for one session.
one for one user. Yes,
For one user, one session. Yeah.
one session.
Okay.
Yes. So if you logged in into the same application, and if I logged in, your scope is different, my scope is different.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So now like is increasing. So dislike we
So
have.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, if we don't save this
Mm-hmm.
data with what you wrote in the comment, DB call update,
Mm-hmm.
then the next time when I open this application, again I'll get the same numbers. Yes,
Correct.
these numbers.
So here I hard coded data. So now we make a web service call and try to get from this database.
Yeah. So you get from database and you update to the database.
Yes. So you need to write a
Okay.
different web services to read the data and to update the data. Then you have to write a different new database instance which will feed the data. Then you will get always live data.
Okay.
So that if you know
Okay.
the web service concept, then you can write two service. One is read the data, one is update data. So then
Hmm.
you will get always live data.
Okay. So when you click on that like or dislike,
Hmm.
that button calls this function increment like function or increment dislike function,
So that is
right?
based on, yes, correct, like or dislike,
Yeah,
yes.
dislike function. After that you've written dollar scope dot increment like. No, after that
Hmm.
dollar scope dot increment like is equal to increment like. That part I did not
Yeah,
understand.
what is the function? I'm writing a two JavaScript functions, correct?
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So these JavaScript functions should available inside my HTML.
Yes.
We need to access it, right? So how we can able to access it? So we have to keep this JavaScript function into your session.
Okay.
Then only you can able to touch this function. Otherwise you are not able to access it.
Okay. Okay.
Correct? So how you are accessing this data? Because you are keeping into the scope, then only you can able to access it. Correct? Otherwise you are not able
Oh,
to.
because it's just like data. So data you are keeping in the scope.
Correct.
The same way we need to keep the function in the scope.
Correct. Then only you can able to access in your controller. Otherwise you are not able to access it. So these are one-time
Okay,
activities.
okay.
So these two are one-time activities, and these two functions will be called whenever you are clicking the button.
Yeah, yeah, that I understand because we covered that in JavaScript. So
Yes.
whenever button is clicked, you call this function,
Hmm.
and that function is called, and the increment like is a variable. Increment like is equal to function movie.
So that function we are assigning to a variable. This is called
Okay,
um, functional programming.
okay.
So
This
everything,
we did not do in JavaScript. JavaScript, we just defined a function,
yes,
and inside the function we created a variable.
Correct. Here JavaScript, how you write increment function, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is a functional programming. That is different. This is different.
Okay, okay.
This is the advanced JavaScript, right? So this one you can say indirectly functional programming. So that is a basic JavaScript,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a functional programming.
Okay. So you create a function, you increment the movie dot like, and
Yes.
then you put that value in the increment like variable,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then then increment like variable
Mm-hmm.
sorry, scope dot increment like. So this dot is the variable that you have created, right?
Yes. Yes. What are you created here? Same variable. I'm going to update in this object.
Movie dot, okay, yeah, yeah, but if this variable increment like, if you change that to increment like, say increment like underscore v for
Okay.
variable,
Uh-huh.
or
It will
increment like var variable,
increment to like underscore VR.
okay, just go up one line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, no, one line down.
Okay, here. Okay.
So no, 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 up one line up in the variable.
Now here you want me to assign to variable?
No, 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 no. Backspace.
Mm-hmm.
The variable name that you have given, right? Where increment like.
Oh, here. Okay.
Line
Sorry.
number 26. Line number 26.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you change that name
Uh-huh.
from increment like
Mm-hmm.
to increment like var.
So here, let's say for instance, you modified here V.
Yes.
Then here, copy this name, assign to here. That's all.
Oh, here. Okay, okay,
It
okay.
should
So
not be the
that is what
same.
I was not.
So you can give any name. Here also you can give any name. Doesn't matter. So ultimately,
So
the matter is how you are saving into the session. That is a matter. So this is a matter. So this name we are going to use at HTML side. This name, not this name. We are going to use
okay, so
this name.
so left side dollar scope dot is the is the function name,
Correct.
and right side is the variable name.
Correct. Yes. Yes. So this variable is having a value. This one.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. And that value is going to pass into variable scope dot function name.
Correct. Yes. So this name we are using at the HTML side, not this
So
name.
this
We are
has to
using.
be the same as the HTML side.
Correct. Yes. Yes. Now we modified the variables. Just refresh the screen. You will get the default values and click this one. So it will work.
Oh, because we modified the variable
But
names.
still it
Okay.
will work. Now
Yeah,
we
yeah, but the
modified.
old value was lost.
Correct. We refreshed the page, right? So you will get default values. And whenever you are clicking it, it will increment it.
Oh, so again, if we refresh, we'll get default values.
Yes, definitely. Why? Because we are not calling from the database. We are hard coding the values, correct?
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. Okay, got it.
This is clear, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is the way you can able to handle the events. So you can
Okay,
write events for anything, checkbox, radio button, or whatever. So ng-click, you can call the JavaScript function. You can write whatever, you can do the operations, whatever you want. It's same
okay,
for all the buttons. For every button you
okay,
can write. Even checkbox also have the same functionality, ng-click, so you can write it. Checkbox, radio button, terms and conditions, so everything is same.
okay.
So just have a look this video, and if you have any questions we will discuss tomorrow.
Okay, sure.
And tomorrow maybe we will start jQuery.
All right.
So okay, and you can practice this AngularJS, and we will start tomorrow jQuery, the basic
Okay,
part. Okay.
okay, sure. Okay,
Yeah, thanks.
okay. Thank you. Bye.